Quick cycle double miner, let's go.
Alright guys, into the first match and we are facing captain, so let's wish him good luck. Let's see what he's using. Alright, so for the barrel I'll just use log in here. Let us see, might be some log wait. I'll just use my miner in this lane to get start off with the match. He uses electro, so it's a pretty weird deck. I'll pressure with my wall breakers opposite lane. This deck is really fast cycle, so you must get a lot of damage in single elixir. I'll use my spear gobs in here and then bats for the Valkyrie. And we can counter that perfectly. Let us see his apps or not. Okay, he does his arrows, so then I have to use my mighty miner in here. And let us see, I'll just do my miner opposite lane here again. Let us see. Alright, so I'll activate my ability, but I activated my ability a bit earlier, so it was not able to kill the Dart Goblin. But he wasted his Skeleton King, Giant Skeleton, on top of his towers, so we just getting a lot of damage. We can just prepare our Goblin Gang for this Goblin Barrel because we are not having login cycle. You can always split your wall breakers in the middle and then you can use Goblin Gang to counter that perfectly. Alright, Goblin Gang can also help us to counter that Electro Wizard. Now I'll pressure with Miner and Bats combo. You have to use his Valkyrie, but Bats are doing a lot of damage to his tower. Alright, so that was a really good push on our end. Let us see, we can just easily counter the Valkyrie if we place Spear Gops in the middle. And I'll use my Mighty Miner in here so that we can just also kill that Dark Goblin and do a lane pressure. I'll use Wall Breakers to bring that Valkyrie to the backside and help Tower to clean that perfectly. Now we can just easily do a miner in here because I want to save my log for that Goblin Barrel. We can easily take care of that easily. Now we can just do log in here. Bats to do some pressure. We have to use this electro, then I'll use spear goblins in the corner here again, so we will just easily defend his electro. Now we'll split breakers again. We are creating dual lane pressure. I'll use miner at the back of the tower so that our wall breaker get onto the tower. Now I can just use bats to counter his Valkyrie and then I'll use mighty miner for that. And let me see. I will just set up a I will just activate my ability though because he uses clone and his giant skeleton is onto the tower, but it's okay. I can just easily do a cannon in here and we can just easily defend his electro and then log for that barrel and miner and bats combo to pressure, and then we are just easily defending his mirrored barrel with our goblin gang, and we can just pressure. He might do his Valkyrie in here, but it's enough. He's not having enough time to take our towers, so that's GG's. Now we can just easily defend. Let us see this barrel. I'll use log and win this match easily. Let's go. Alright, on to the next one, and we are facing Kadir, so let's see what he's using. Alright, so he uses Princess, so I will just easily miner in here because we are not having log in cycle. I'll just do bats in here so that we can just create a little bit of pressure. He have to use his Valkyrie to defend our push. I will just use my wall breakers opposite lane and then Goblin Gang for that. He's having log. I'll just use my mighty miner to pressure. He's also having a mirror, so pretty difficult matchup for us. But let us see, I'll use miner and then ability in here so that we can take care of those guards easily. Now miner is shipping away his tower, let us see though. He might try to do his princess, let us see. Let me try to predict his princess, let us see. I'll just use my cannon to predict his princess, let us see. I'll just use cannon in here. Alright, but he didn't play it, so well played. Maybe I was just overthinking. I'll just pressure with my wall breakers opposite lane because he cycled his Valkyrie behind and then he have to use his Tesla. Now let us see what he will do. I will just do my bats in corner here and then I'll just do mighty miner in the middle so that we can counter his Valkyrie, and we can just easily do log to counter his barrel. But that princess is really annoying because we are not having that direct counter for us. I will just use my ability to counter those guards again, and then I'll do my miner because he's protecting his Valkyrie with his princess. Now I'll just use my spear cops in the middle to counter that. Let us see. I'll hovering my goblin gang for that. Uh, Goblins, I will just use my wall breakers to pressure. He have to use his log. Now I'll just cycle back to my bats and mighty miner up high to predict his princesses, and I'll use my miner up high so that we can distract that princess and bat can do some damage. Alright, that one bat is doing some damage, so nice chip damage for us. Let us see. He have to use his guards or Valkyrie now. I'll just try to do ability. Okay, didn't went off. Okay, he pushed with mirror barrels, so I will just easily counter those with my goblin gang and pressure with the wall breakers opposite lane, so he have to waste his log. Bats kill those push really easily. Now I'll cycle back to mighty miner so that if he does his barrel I can do ability and we can perfectly counter that. I will just use my miner to counter his princess, so really good for us. I'll use breakers again oppositely into pressure, and then I'll use bats in the middle. He have to use his log to counter our goblin gang. Let us see. It will be a close game because we do not have that much of direct damage. We have to chip it away. I'll do log in here easily, and let us see. I'll just use my miner. Okay, I misplaced my miner, so it will target the Valkyrie. And the princess is targeting our cannon, so really unfortunate for us. I will just try to snipe that princess, let us see, but his mirrored Valkyrie is killing our spear gobs. I have to use my ability so that we can kill those guards. And then I'll use my bats off to the side, but he also uses princess again. So I have to use my minor defensively and then spear gobs to kill his princess. Alright, so mighty miner does some chip damage. It's okay. I'll set up a defensive cannon to counter that and use my log off to the side because the barrel is a bit to the right side. I'll just ready with my goblin gang to counter his mirrored barrel. I'll use mighty miner so that we can just counter his Valkyrie because he will do in front of that. Alright, so he uses guard, so I'll just use my log in here because there are two princes on the field that can give him a lot of value. I'll just use my goblin gang in here to counter his barrel, and I'll use my miner and try to activate the ability. Alright, it went off. We are getting a lot of chip damage, and I think we will be able to take that tower, so well played on our end. GG's. Alright, on to the next one, and we are facing Mr. Death, so let's see what he's using. Let's wish him a good luck. I can just easily split my wall breakers first play. Alright, so he uses Dark Prince and Bats combo. We can just have to defend this with our defensive miner. So pretty interesting deck. I will just use my log to counter that Skelly Barrel easily. Alright, so let's see. He might be also running some sort of bait fast cycle deck. Let us see. I will just do my bats in the corner and split wall breakers in the middle here again. And then I'll use my miner. Alright, so he is also having the archer queen. So we can just do a mighty miner. You can just do a mighty miner and try to kill that. And if he activates the ability, you can do your ability and you can perfectly counter that, as you can see. Now I'll just pressure with the spear corpse in here. Alright, so he have to use his electro spirit and Valkyrie, so pretty interesting. I'll just do my cannon in here for that drill, so he will get some chip damage. I'll do my miner behind so that we can just protect these bats. He have to do his bats again, but electro spirit did him good as we would have got a lot of damage. Alright, so let us see what he will do now. I'm having my spear corpse chip away. I will just use my log easily on top of that barrel. Now I'll do log and counter that perfectly. Let us see. Maybe I can just cycle my spear corpse in here and split my wall breakers here again. He have to use his archer queen in here and then log, so he spent 7 elixir to counter our 2 elixir wall breakers. So I'll pressure with my bats and combo, and as you can see we are getting a lot of damage. I'll do just my cannon defensively and goblin gang, sorry. So that push took out our tower easily. He just ignored the minor bats combo. As you can see, if the opponents are having really low elixir, you can just pressure with those cards and you can take tower. As you can see, I just used 5 elixir to take his tower. Now we just have to defend this. I'll just use my miner defensively and then I'll use my mighty miner and cycle back to my log to counter his barrel. And let us see, I'll just use my activate ability And then I'll use spear gobs up high and looking really good for us. We can just easily defend. I'll do bats in here and try to just log away his drill. Let us see and win this match easily. Thanks for watching guys. Hope you liked this video. Do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more cycle deck gameplay like this one. And I hope to see you all in the next one. Till then, peace.